I feel like nobody's paying attention to the fact that there's currently a war on traditional family values in America and a war on men. The left, liberal women are like, let's snuff men out. Let's feminize men. Let's tell men they're not men. We can be men and we don't need you. And traditional family values, oh, here's a war against that. What is a family? A family can be whatever you want it to be. It's back to, we don't need men.
The true power of social media is that it allows for the dissemination of ideas in a very quick and democratic fashion. If it is popular, many people will see it. And if it is something that resonates with people, then even more people will see it. And some of the ideas that are resonating now are not just dangerous to men that want to participate in society, but dare men want to form relationships and even families. It's even more treacherous.
Like most women just up and left and like tried to start a brand new country somewhere else, it would not go well for us. Men would unleash a very special kind of violence to get us back and functioning in the society that they created.
Do we need to just form a militia?
Men don't see women as humans. What does it mean when I say that?
Is that the next step? If YV is right, we might have to start thinking about doing that. I know y'all are uncomfortable with pew-pews. I'm uncomfortable with pew-pews as well.
Y'all know relationships are for bums. See, males, no, serious.
What I mean is men don't perceive or believe women to be as fully human as they believe men to be.
But we just might have to get comfortable with them and various incendiary devices because what's coming is not going to be pretty.
Males, highest interest is sex.
Yep.
Y'all's interest is emotions. You do realize if you supply your own needs, males will still chase you for sex, and they need relationships. Y'all don't need relationships. They need them.
And we might need to defend ourselves in ways that we never thought we would have to. So I don't know. Maybe that's an idea we should start kicking around.
Yes, and there are plenty of us trained, equipped, and ready. I served in the U.S. Navy. You could get all female veterans to help. It's time to protect us ladies. Men need to be regulated like any other weapon. Mandatory curfews, chaperones in public, DNA register, yearly psych evaluations from childhood on. The Amazonian women and Valkyries are good guides. 100% is no longer an option to be peaceful. Males are at war with us. You see who wrote that. All I'm saying is that women have been leading armies for centuries. We can do it again. It's interesting to see this kind of rhetoric ratcheting itself up at a time where dating is in probably the most tenuous time it ever has been in the West and growingly around the first world. And if you think the dating market is not having issues, you don't have to take my word for it. Take the word of maybe one of the premier dating coaches of 5 years previous.
Dealing with some of these a lot of these women are trash. Let me just say, I was going to try to be nice about it and try to find a politically correct way to say it. A lot of women are trash. Most women are trash. Every day I get an email from a guy that's confused dealing with women. The reason you confused is you just haven't accepted the fact that the average woman ain't worth. That's why you struggling. Next time one of you guys talking about this girl do that, just understand she done found another dude. That's all. You ain't did nothing wrong. More than likely, if you've been watching me long enough and you holding a masculine frame and you on your purpose and you're not acting needy, what else? The only thing left is another dick in the picture. That's it.
I don't see myself as a fiery brand YouTuber, so you'll have to forgive me if you associate me with Alpha Male Strategies. That's just the way he talks. But he has been coaching young men for maybe a decade almost on how to date in the modern era, and you can hear his frustration in that he's telling young men, you've done everything I told you to do. I'm throwing my hands up. And this in an environment where you're hearing not only more militancy in some young ladies, not all, some, in how they're going to deal with men, but also just flat out more transactional relationships. One of the issues that actually gets black men to the polls is the issue of what happens if you have a relationship with one of these ladies and it breaks apart. And dare I say, a child is involved.
My daughter's birthday party is today, and no, her father is not in. My daughter asked me again if she could call her father today on her birthday. And I told her absolutely not. This day is her day. It is his job to reach out to wish his daughter a happy birthday. As I said before, if he wanted to, he would.
I get my nails done with my child support check.
The crazy thing is, You will miss your daughter's birthday. You won't even call her, all because of the way you feel about me. And like I said before, my daughter is not begging for attention. She's not begging for affection. And she's not gonna beg anybody to love her. Now, she may not get this right now, but she will.
It is in this climate where we see two situations. One, where a young lady is actually bragging on social media about not using the child support money for the child. And a second situation where a young lady is basically saying, if you want to see your daughter, you have to go through me first. These are election issues that people like myself, we care about. When I hear we in this election, the we that I really care about are the people that are covered in Dr. Hasan Johnson's 18-point black male political agenda, not the we that is enjoying the status quo of using the forces that be to keep men away from their children.
I can't even begin to tell you the things that I've seen. Make you scared to get married.
Point 1 of Dr. Hasan Johnson's 18-point black male political agenda, family court reform. The family court's treatment of black men has unfairly and drastically diminished black men and boys' quality of life by privileging women as the primary caregivers. A, child custody. This includes automatic 50-50 child custody as long as fathers can prove what mothers are required to as far as being able to provide a stable and safe living environment. Once determined, pre-existing income-based alimony child support judgments levied against black men should be reassessed. Also, child support payments for either parent should be eliminated with 50-50 custody and should only be considered if there isn't a 50-50 custody arrangement.
Mad because I came to see my son graduate. I do got rights. No, it's all right, son. The world needs to see how she act. Just stay praying, all right, bro? I love you, Dad. Love you too, man. Stay praying. Stay prayed up, son.
B, mandatory paternity testing at birth. Before signing the birth certificates, newborns should be given a DNA test to ensure the father's parentage, thus avoiding men being unjustly responsible for supporting children under false pretenses. This should be required before any issuance of child support judgments.
You are shaking.
I know.
I feel your nervousness from here. Are you okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Mr. Benning, you are not the father. You said earlier that if Robin was not your biological child, it causes you to doubt whether or not you truly are the biological father of Jermaine Benning Jr. The court wants to make sure when you leave here you have the whole truth. You are not the father.
C, reinstituting at-fault divorce standards. In alignment with gynocentric family court policies, no-fault divorce negatively impacted black men by authorizing a massive shift in marital culture that dramatically underdeveloped them economically.
It really don't matter, but because this is
how you're overwhelmed.
Because I love them, and this is hard. Like this is killing me.
Yeah.
But it's for the better. Like it's for me to get my life better and focus on my schooling, my career, my health.
D, termination of parental obligation. As we understand the law, it is a woman's right to choose whether or not she will carry a baby to term, put the child up for adoption, or get rid of it. Therefore, within the first 6 months of being informed about the pregnancy, men should have the right to financially disassociate themselves from it. Also, we should automate financial for cases of female stealthing, when a woman sabotages male contraceptive. And criminal charges should also be added.
I already gave you the money.
It don't matter. You're a dad now. The baby's here. I've had him.
In part E, perhaps the most important part of the first point of the 18-point black male political agenda, child support value system. We advocate instituting a system where goods, services, and time spent with a child should be calculated and valued at a dollar amount, any remaining deficit to be paid in cash. Also, child support should be capped at $2,500 per child, regardless of income, except in the case of suggested practice addressed in the letter I below.
I get my nails done with my child support check.
G, require formal child support management reports. Ensure those child support payments are explicitly earmarked for approved child-related expenses only. Costs used on non-child related expenses must be accounted for by the custodial parent.
As it pertains to 20-year-old Dylan Sear. Mr. Manser, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison.
And H. Prohibit jailing for failure to pay child support. Such incarceration frequently punishes men for being poor more than anything else. This, in turn, increases black male unemployment and further hurts families' economic stability. What can be seen on social media is that men and women are increasingly moving in different directions in terms of family formation and even relationships and dating. And one of the most dangerous things that can happen to a young man is to have a night with a woman, and that night resulting in her having leverage over him for the rest of his life. Of course, many people say he should keep it in his pants and he should be more responsible. But in a society that's moving closer to gender equality, the gender balance on the other side has to be addressed. Unfortunately, in this election cycle, we're not hearing any kind of talk of policy, and especially talk of what men are looking to gain out of this election. Instead, what we're hearing is
Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Will a vindictive, vile villain violate voters' vision?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Trump. Trump.
Donald Trump. 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 Donald Trump. Trump. Donald Trump. Trump. Who in the hell does he think he is?
It is with this that I can offer the enlightened black man's ultimatum. Black men, as a separate political entity, have things we want in this election. If they are not addressed, then we can simply pull away from the American dating market. That's simple. And the true ultimatum is, if you don't address our desires for what we want in the dating market and make it safer for even persons like myself who decided to not be in the American dating market because of how dangerous it is, there is a clear alternative emerging overseas.
5 reasons why Filipina likes Black American. Number 1, Black American known to have a big hearts. What you see in TV is not true. Black American often big babies behind closed doors. They are the most gentle people I know. Number 2, they are very considerate and known to be very responsible. Number 3, Black American are very hardworking people. Number 4, Black American are often very sweet and simple. They just often getting advantage of. Number 5, this is my favorite. They are perfect for cuddle. They're very big. And lastly, girls, take note. This is the most important one. Don't marry a Black American if you're still planning to go back, because you can never go back. You're welcome, Sarangi.
I'm sure that there's some that will call the demands made in the 18-point black male political agenda and call it whining, that black men don't want to take care of their responsibilities and are looking to not be good fathers, which is the modern quip that is always said about black men. But the black men that came together to make this living document are living proof that it's anything but, and that there are a large group of black men that would like to be good fathers and are being obstructed from doing so, amongst a lot of other things that are of primary importance to a black male electorate that is not getting spoke about in the current election cycle. And in this kind of environment where you hear some young ladies talking about they want to form militias to go after men, it is almost an ultimatum that is made for us. But I'll say it again. For a growing group of enlightened black men, the ultimatum simply is, if the rules of engagement continue to be so harsh for black men in that no-fault divorce can have your kids taken away, or you can't get a DNA test on a kid that you're not sure is yours, or you're having a kid against your will and she knows that she only wants the kid as a financial way of establishing herself instead of going out into a workforce that is more equal than ever has been before and making her way in it, then guys are simply going to look at the alternative. Women overseas that are waiting with open arms for American dollars, caring black men that are looking to build families. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.